All right, let's dive into this, shall we? Portugal's Alentejo wine region. Looks like someone's been doing their homework.
I see a stack of articles, maps, even some tasting notes.
Yeah, our listeners ready to get serious about Alentejo wines.
Excellent.
So let's uncover what makes these wines so special. I'm ready to be transported to those sun-drenched vineyards.
Me too. And a great place to start is with the terroir, the foundation of any great wine.
Okay, so give me the Alentejo lowdown. What makes this place tick?
Well, first you got to imagine those classic Mediterranean vibes, hot, dry summers, mild winters.
Right.
The sun just bakes into those grapes and you get this beautiful ripening.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I've heard Alentejo isn't just one big vineyard.
You're exactly right. And that's where things get a little more interesting.
Right.
You have this incredible variety of soils, schist, granite, clay limestone. Each one brings a unique character to the wines.
Yep.
Schist, for example, gives you that lovely minerality. Granite builds structure. And then clay limestone, you get these smooth, velvety textures.
Ah, okay. So even within Alentejo, I could get completely different wines just based on where the grapes are grown.
Precisely. And as we kind of journey through Alentejo, we encounter these distinct subregions.
Oh, wow.
Take Reguengos, for instance.
Right.
This is where the Trincadeira grape really shines. It gives the wines this lovely red fruit character and this delicate floral aroma. It's like capturing the essence of an Alentejo garden.
In a glass.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so we've got sunshine, diverse soils, these intriguing subregions. Now let's talk about the grapes themselves.
Yes.
This is where I get excited.
Well, get ready, because Alentejo is truly a grape lover's paradise.
All right.
Let's start with the reds. You absolutely have to know Trincadeira, Aragonés, Alicante Bouschet, Castellón, and Touriga Nacional.
Wow. Okay, hit me with the tasting notes. What makes each of these grapes stand out?
Okay, so Trincadeira, as we mentioned, is known for those delicate red fruit and floral notes. But Aragonés, that's
Yeah.
where you get those ripe berry flavors and a hint of spice. It actually reminds me a bit of Tempranillo from Spain.
Oh, it does. I was thinking that.
Mm.
Does it have that same kind of earthy depth?
Yes, it does. Now, Alicante Bouschet is a real standout. Inky dark color, intense spice, rich fruit. Think of it as Alentejo's powerhouse grape.
Intrigued. And those other two reds you mentioned.
Castellón gives you those rustic, earthy wines that just call out for hearty food. And then you have Touriga Nacional, that's the star. Powerful, age-worthy reds. Black fruit, violets, even a hint of licorice.
Wow, what a lineup. Okay, I'm ready to move on to those delicious white grapes.
Let's do it.
What do we got?
Alentejo's white grapes are equally exciting. Anthelm Vaz is a must-try. Tropical fruit, floral aromas with a lovely citrus edge.
Ooh, sounds perfect for a warm day. What else?
Then there's Arinto, all about that crisp acidity and minerality. It's the ultimate food-friendly white. Rupero is a bit more delicate. Think light citrus and floral notes, perfect for a sunny afternoon. And last but not least, Verdelho, which can range from zesty and citrusy to those with a touch of honey and herbal complexity.
Okay, so much variety.
Okay.
My head is spinning. In a good way, though?
It's a lot to take in.
It is. Now, I hear they're even experimenting with some newcomer grapes in the region.
That's right. You'll find some Syrah popping up, bringing those peppery, dark fruit flavors.
Oh, interesting.
And then there's Alfaro Caro, known for its vibrant red fruit and spice. It really shows how Alentejo winemakers are always innovating, always finding new ways to express their terroir.
I love that spirit of experimentation. Okay, so we've covered the grapes.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the actual wines? What styles can we expect from Alentejo?
Well, that's the beauty of Alentejo. It produces a wide range to suit every taste.
Awesome. Give me the rundown.
Okay, so for reds, you'll find those deliciously fruity, easy drinking styles, perfect for everyday enjoyment. Think vibrant fruit, a touch of spice, meant to be enjoyed young.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have those complex, age-worthy reds. These are wines that demand a place in your cellar. They evolve beautifully over time.
Nice.
Oak aging plays a big role here, adding depth and complexity to these bolder reds.
So I've got instant gratification or long-term investment options. That's fantastic. What about the white wines? What kind of range are we talking about there?
With the whites, you'll see a similar spectrum. You have those crisp, refreshing whites, bursting with citrus and floral notes. And then you have those fuller-bodied, more complex whites that can age beautifully. In fact, there's this wine, Paramanca.
Paramanca?
Yeah, it's this white wine from the Cartexo winery. It's something else entirely. Known for its aging potential, it's truly special and unexpected for a lot of people.
Okay, that's going straight on my must-try list. What about rosés? Any good ones coming out of Alentejo?
Oh, Alentejo delivers on that front too. You'll
Yeah.
find those light, refreshing rosés, perfect for a picnic, and then more robust styles that can stand up to a meal.
Now, I can't talk about Portuguese wines without mentioning those delicious fortified wines. What does Alentejo have to offer?
Not technically within Alentejo, but very close by, you have this treasure that is Muscatel de Setúbal.
Okay.
It's a fortified wine made from the Muscat grape, and it's divine.
I've heard the name, but tell me what I should expect.
Imagine rich, complex flavors, dried fruits, honey, spice, all wrapped up in the silky texture.
Okay.
It's the perfect dessert wine, though honestly, I could sip it on its own any day.
Okay, you've officially sold me. It sounds incredible. Now, I'm curious about how these wines are actually made. You
Yeah,
mentioned a blend of ancient and modern techniques.
right. It's fascinating, really, how Alentejo winemakers seem to dance between tradition and technology. They'll use these ancient clay vessels called talhas. Imagine fermenting wine in something that's been around since Roman times. And then in the next breath, they're talking about microoxygenation and temperature control.
Huh.
It's all about finding that perfect balance, respecting the past while embracing the future.
It's pretty cool. It's amazing how they weave together the old and new. It just sounds so idyllic. I'm
Oh.
picturing these like sun-drenched vineyards and rolling hills, maybe a charming little town nearby.
You're painting a pretty accurate picture of Alentejo.
Really?
Yeah. And speaking of charming towns, there are so many fantastic wineries to explore, each with its own unique story.
Oh, I bet. Okay, I'm ready for my Alentejo winery tour. Where should we start?
You can't talk about Alentejo wines without mentioning Herde de Esperon.
Okay.
It's one of those estates that it seamlessly blends tradition and modernity. Think centuries-old vineyards alongside state-of-the-art winemaking facilities.
Wow.
They even have a fantastic visitor center where you can really immerse yourself in the world of Esperon wines.
That sounds impressive. What kind of wines are they known for?
Well, they make a wide range, but their Esperon Reserva Red is a classic. It's a blend of those traditional Alentejo grapes, known for its rich fruit, spice, and elegant structure. And for those who love white wines, their Esperon Private Selection White is definitely worth trying. It's beautifully balanced, citrus, floral notes, a touch of minerality.
Okay, those are going on the list. What other wineries should I check out?
If you're looking for something truly special, Adega Cartuxa is a must visit.
Okay.
They produce one of Alentejo's most iconic wines, Paramonca.
Aramanca? Yeah.
Yeah, it's legendary, known for its incredible complexity and aging potential. And their winery is equally impressive. It's housed in a former Carthusian monastery.
A wine with history. I love that. What about wineries that are a bit more under the radar? Any hidden gems?
For a more intimate experience, there's Herdad de Muchon. It's a family-run estate that's been producing wines in Alentejo for centuries. Their vineyards are planted on those schist soils, which give their wines a distinct mineral character. And their flagship red is known for its incredible longevity. We're talking decades.
The wine that can outlive me. Now that's impressive. Any other hidden gems you recommend?
For stunning scenery, you have to visit Monte de Ravasquera.
Ooh.
It's in the heart of Alentejo with breathtaking views of the rolling hills and vineyards.
I can picture it now. What about their wines?
They make a wide range of high-quality wines, both reds and whites.
Okay.
The reds are known for their elegance and balance, while the whites are crisp and refreshing.
Sounds lovely.
And they also offer all sorts of fun wine tourism experiences like vineyard picnics, even hot air balloon rides.
A hot air balloon ride over Alentejo. That's going straight to the top of my bucket list.
It's an experience.
Yeah. Okay, last winery recommendation. Give me something truly unique.
If you want to experience the Alentejo coast, head to Herdada dos Gros. Their vineyards are near the Atlantic Ocean, which gives their wines this unique maritime influence.
Maritime influence, so they taste like the sea.
Not exactly, but you might notice this, a subtle salinity and freshness, especially in the whites. And their winery is a nature lover's paradise. They even have a resident flock of cranes, which is how they got their name.
I love that.
Huh.
Okay, you've convinced me Alentejo is officially happening.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that Alentejo is a foodie's dream.
It is.
So what are some dishes I absolutely cannot miss?
Alentejo cuisine is all about hearty, flavorful dishes, a reflection of the region's agricultural heritage. One classic you have to try is a sorda alentejana.
A sorda alentejana.
It's a traditional bread soup made with garlic, cilantro, olive oil, Simple, rustic, absolutely delicious, especially when paired with a crisp white wine like Arinto.
Okay, that's going on my list. What else?
Another must-try is migas alentejanas.
Migas alentejanas.
It's breadcrumbs cooked with garlic, olive oil, and various meats and vegetables.
Bread soup, breadcrumbs. Sensing a theme here.
Bread is a staple in Alentejo, but don't worry, there's plenty of meat on the menu too.
Okay.
One of my favorites is carne de porco alentejana.
Okay.
It's pork and clams, cooked with potatoes, cilantro, and olive oil. It's a surprising combination, but the flavors really work well together, and it's the perfect match for a rich red wine, like Alicante Boucher.
Pork and clams.
Mm.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What if I'm looking for something a little bit more hearty?
Chie ensopado de borrego.
Ensopado de borrego.
It's a slow-cooked lamb stew, potatoes, carrots, other vegetables. Perfect comfort food.
Yeah?
You can pair that with a robust red wine like Touriga Nacional.
All this talk about food is making me hungry. But what about dessert? Like a sweet tooth?
Well, Alentejo has this rich tradition of conventual sweets thanks to the numerous convents that were once in the region.
Conventual sweets. What are those?
Basically, desserts created by nuns in convents.
Okay.
And they're delicious. Think rich egg yolks, almonds, sugar, spices. One you have to try is sericaya. It's a baked egg yolk, custard flavored with lemon and cinnamon. Simple, but incredibly satisfying. And it pairs beautifully with a glass of Moscatel de Setúbal.
Of course. We can't forget about that Moscatel.
Exactly. It's the perfect way to end a meal in Alentejo. The perfect final note to a region that just seamlessly blends history, culture, and a deep respect for the land.
Speaking of respect for the land, let's talk about sustainability. How is Alentejo tackling this?
Sustainability is definitely at the forefront for many winemakers in Alentejo. They're embracing organic and biodynamic farming, for one.
We touched on those earlier, but remind me, what exactly do those terms mean?
Right, so organic farming basically means no synthetic pesticides, herbicides, or fertilizers. It's all about working with nature.
Okay.
And biodynamic farming takes it a step further. It views the vineyard as a living ecosystem.
Oh, wow.
And they use special preparations to enhance soil health and plant vitality.
So it's a more holistic approach.
Exactly. And they're also implementing innovative water conservation techniques, things like drip irrigation systems that deliver water directly to the vine's roots, minimizing waste.
Smart move, especially in those dry conditions.
Yeah.
What about climate change? How are they adapting to this ever-changing climate?
Well, they're thinking ahead. They're experimenting with drought-resistant grape varieties
Okay.
and implementing innovative vineyard management techniques to protect those vines from extreme weather.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's inspiring to see a region taking on these challenges head on and finding creative solutions.
Yeah. And let's not forget about biodiversity. They're planting native vegetation in their vineyards to create habitats for wildlife and promote a healthy ecosystem.
It's amazing how they're integrating sustainability into every aspect of winemaking.
It really shows their commitment to preserving the land for future generations. It's about looking back and appreciating the heritage of Alentejo while also looking ahead to the future of winemaking. And it all comes through in the wines.
You're right. Alentejo is a region that's not afraid to embrace change while also honoring its past. It's a pretty powerful combination.
And it translates into wines that are truly unique and unforgettable.
Yeah.
They have a story to tell, a story of tradition, innovation, and respect for the land.
Okay, I'm completely sold on Alentejo. But I have a confession. Before this deep dive, I knew very little about this region. I'm guessing a lot of our listeners might be in the same boat.
You're probably right. Alentejo is still somewhat of a hidden gem in the wine world, but that's part of what makes it so exciting.
Exactly. So what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this deep dive? What do you want to tell the world about Alentejo wines?
I want people to know that Alentejo wines are more than just delicious. They're a reflection of a region that's deeply rooted in history, culture, and a deep respect for the land. So if you're looking for wines with character, soul, and a story to tell, look no further than Alentejo.
Beautifully said. Now, we've talked about the region, the wineries, the food, the sustainability efforts, but let's get practical. What should our listeners actually be looking for when they go to buy a bottle of Alentejo wine?
The first thing is, be adventurous.
Love it.
Don't be afraid to try something new.
I'm all about adventure.
Alentejo offers such a wide range of wines, from crisp whites to bold reds, from easy-drinking rosés to luscious dessert wines. There's something for everyone.
Okay, so be adventurous. What else?
Pay attention to the grape varieties.
Okay.
We talked about a bunch of them: Trinchadera, Aragonés, Alicante Bouschet.
Mm,
Each one brings something unique to the table. So if you know you love those wines with bold fruit and spice, look for a wine made with Alicante Bouschet. If you prefer something lighter and more refreshing, try an Arinto or a Verdelho.
okay, grape varieties, check. Any other tips?
Think about the occasion. Are you looking for a wine to pair with a casual weeknight dinner, or are you celebrating a special occasion?
Mm,
Alentejo wines can handle both. For a casual meal, try a young, fruity red or a crisp white. For a special occasion, splurge on an age-worthy red or a luscious Moscatel de Setúbal.
okay, great advice. So be adventurous, pay attention to grape varieties, and consider the occasion. Anything else?
Don't be afraid to ask for recommendations. Your local wine shop or sommelier can point you in the right direction.
Oh, that's a great tip. Wine professionals are always happy to share their knowledge and help you find the perfect bottle.
And most importantly, have fun.
Yes.
Exploring the world of wine is all about discovering new flavors, expanding your palate, and enjoying the journey. Alentejo is a region that will surprise you and delight you and make you want to come back for more.
I couldn't agree more. So there you have it, folks, your guide to Alentejo wines. But before you go out and buy a bottle, let's close with a final thought-provoking question. What aspect of Alentejo winemaking, the grapes, the techniques, the sustainability, resonates most with you?
Is it the history and tradition that captivates you, the innovative spirit, the commitment to preserving the land for future generations?
Think about what makes Alentejo wine so special, and then go experience it for yourself. We guarantee you won't be disappointed. It really is remarkable. It's like the Alentejo winemakers, they've got it all figured out.
They really do. It's like they've struck this perfect chord
Yeah.
between honoring their roots and pushing boundaries
Yeah.
and safeguarding the land.
Yeah. And it feels genuine,
It does.
not just something they're doing for marketing.
Totally, yeah. That sincerity comes through in every bottle.
That's what I find so captivating about Alentejos.
Yeah.
It's a region that's just unapologetically itself.
Mhm.
There's this deep sense of pride in their heritage, yet they're always striving to evolve. It's inspiring, really.
And that confidence translates directly into the wines.
Yeah.
They have this unique character that's really hard to forget.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground. The land, the grapes, the wines, the food, the sustainability efforts.
It's a lot.
It is,
Mm.
but let's bring it all back to our listener.
Yeah.
Imagine you have a glass of Alentejo wine in hand. Maybe it's a vibrant Trinchadera, or a powerful Touriga Nacional, or a crisp Arinto. What comes to mind as you take that first sip?
It's more than just the taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's that sense of place, that connection to the land
Exactly.
where the grapes were grown.
You're picturing those sun-drenched vineyards, the ancient soils, generations of families who have dedicated their lives to this craft.
You're tasting the rustic beauty of the region, the warmth of the people.
Yeah.
Even that delicious food that pairs so perfectly with these wines.
And there's this awareness that the wine you're enjoying was produced with a deep respect for the environment.
It's like holding something authentic, something that truly captures the spirit of Alentejo.
That's the magic of Alentejo wines.
It really is.
So there you have it. A journey into the heart of Alentejo. A region as rich in history and culture as it is in flavor.
A region that's setting a new standard for what it means to be a world-class wine destination.
We hope this deep dive has sparked a curiosity in you, and we encourage you to seek out a bottle of Alentejo wine and experience the magic for yourself.
Cheers to that.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep discovering the wonderful world of wine.